Hi, namaste, beautiful people, and welcome to you in Rise Above. How are you? How are you all? How are you doing? How are you? How are you? How are you feeling? Today has been my day with, you know, since you know that I have started my YouTube channel and I was just uh, making my videos and all that. I was just, you know, I was making the how to make the. Now I'm trying to understand certain things technically, how to make the thumbnail and all that. So I've been just busy doing that. Hi, how are you? Who is there? Please type your name. I can't make out. Uh, please, how are you doing? And all that. Hi, Justin. Wow. Wow, for my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe my YouTube channel now. I have started just recently and doing a lot of stuffs and all that, trying to understand how, because I've been just here and not knowing anything, just knowing, but how to go about technically. I was like, wanting to go one step further, how to go ahead and all that, like, and finally I have taken that step. So let's jump in rather than thinking, okay, I should have these kind of stuff, then I would do and all that. So what you preach, what you teach, that you have to do it, isn't it? So I've been just working on that. uh, on your inbox. Okay, I'll put the I'll put the link here also, and I'll put the link in your inbox tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm having a Zoom call, Zoom meeting. If you and we are going to connect with each other like personally. Right now, I'm just talking to you. So let's start some journey together. So that's why I have put the Zoom link also there, and just go ahead on that Zoom link, and I want to see you personally, and I want to have a great communication. How you people are like here, and I'm so grateful to have you all, and that is a very beautiful chance for us to have that conversation, how we can raise the vibration of humanity, how we can transform ourselves, what are the ways and all that. Let's do something. Thank you so much. Yes, I you please stand up and say what. I am standing up and saying all those things to you, that we have to do something about ourselves, about us right now. Hi Sadiq, great to have you. So let's have. Or you mean, Justin, that I'll just have the the entire thing? I'll be standing here rather than sitting and talking. Please, be specific about it. So let's uh, let's do it. So namaste, beautiful people. As you know that my mission is to introduce you with the ideas and the thought process which allows you to dig deep, so you can explore your supernatural nature in you, and you can rise above in any given situation and condition, whether it is coronavirus, COVID-19, or any situation in the world, because you are supernatural, you are magical. And today it's like a great, reflecting on my own self. And I just had gone back, and I was just thinking, these, when something triggers, we get the emotions, we get the emotion all the time. Right now I'm talking to you, it's like some kind of energy which is vibrating in me, which is joyful, happy, and wanting to connect with you. And that is why I am just, connecting with you, and I'm responding in that way, and I'm doing certain things because of that. And I was just thinking, because 10 few days back I did vipassana on my own. It's like 10 days vipassana. I was there for 10 days vipassana, and I was completely silent, and I was just observing myself. And then during the session I just observed that, whatever, all the emotions, if we I look at it, it's all sensation. There is no such thing like emotion. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you. There is no such thing like emotion. All our sensation, it's the sensation in our body. And how these sensation come, or what is the genesis of the sensation, how it comes and all that. It comes just the kind of experience we have. We interpret these experiences because we have got the language now. Earlier, when we didn't have the language, we were just looking at the event, or we were looking at something, and we were just like having that experience as the experience, rather than bringing a middle person, which is the language, and we are interpreting it, making up a story, and experiencing it, and feeling those emotions, and it became all the more complex. Language, in one hand, it has done tremendous thing. Because of the language, we could just go from one place to another. It became so easy for us to reach out to the people where we couldn't have even imagined, and we could communicate. But this communication is not a full communication. It's not a full expression of ourselves. So interpretation of everything became different. That's why the different languages, and that is why there is no significance actually of any language. If you see, there is no significance of the words or anything. It's the most of the thing is like, because it's an interpretation, and interpretation generates a certain kind of emotion, and that is one part of the emotion. And the other thing is just the moment you see something and you react or you respond, for example, and when you respond, the other person connects to you faster than even you can think about it, because this is the nature of art, to respond to certain things. Like if somebody dies, and you just see it, and how you are going to, a woman who is like very close to the person, or anything, you start crying. This is like a, it just comes out, because it's like, for you, it's a bond. It's a, like, it's a connection, and you experience that person, and you just, because you experience, that's why these things are coming up for you. And when you see something, you have got, everything has got a different kind of expression. When you see, for example, threatening to you, just you feel in your body like everything is frozen, and everything is like you can't function. If it goes beyond, then it goes beyond that, you can't even function. So so this is the way we interpret it, and this is the way we put it in our system, and these are just the sensation which we feel. There is nothing outside, which is like, we call it emotion, or we just name it because we have to name it, because of the language. We started naming it. Oh, this is, otherwise how would we have understood that this is like this emotion or that emotion, and all sorts of stuff. So this is like, it's such a complex thing, which we have made it Otherwise, if you say, think about it, when I was just looking at the entire thing, and when a baby is born, it just cries, ah, ooh, that kind of languages are there. And the only thing, when a child start learning the objects, it's a, you know, these, because there is no interpretation or the memory of the language is there, that this is the kind, but the responding energy is there. So every creature, whether you know humans or animal, if my brownie, my dog just barked because he has seen somebody performing a certain kind of thing, and he just responded. He has got certain kind of sound which he produces in certain kind of situations. So that is the way we used to do, and we have got all in the nature. We have got just the sounds to express the language. It came because of our humans have just derived the moment the brain started functioning. They started, okay, what we call this thing, for example, this is a glass, so what are you going to call? It's like somebody picks up the glass, it's a water, okay, like that we start understanding and we start deriving the language. And it's like right now I'm speaking in English, in Hindi, the same thing. It's water, pani, jal, neer, and so many names are there. It's for human being, from one place to another place, the languages differ. And then also our mind is so brilliant that it just picks up so quickly all those languages, different names and different this thing for the same thing. And when we lose our brain, then the same thing becomes something that means the language has no significance. The significance is just to communicate, just have that connection. Okay, what you want, but we made it a complex thing in our brain, and we interpret it, because you can interpret anything in any way, and that interpretation for everybody has become a different thing, isn't it? And that's how it became complex. Sometimes you fight with somebody, I never meant that, but the other person thought like what you said is that, and that is the interpretation of the other person, but your interpretation was different. So how come a language can communicate to you? So that was like, I just wanted to tell you that where we have got emotions, whatever we are feeling, it's not the emotions, just the experiences and the sensation of that experience are there. If we observe these sensations and we say, okay, I am fearful, means because you have learned the language, the fear, you recognize what's happening, that experience. I am having that experience, and what it is doing, it's just the experience. And just remind yourself, it's all about your stories are all your emotions. It's like your experiences and your sensation which is trapped in the body, and when you start releasing this sensation, these emotions just go out. We unnecessarily created our own matrix, and we are into our own wave, and we are not knowing where we are. This complex structure we have created for ourselves. So just it's so easy to just drop your all the unpleasant or whatever just bothering you so much. You just observe. Don't try to interpret even the emotion. Just see them as a sensation, and the moment you start seeing them as sensation, it just start going away from your you start releasing those emotions, you start understanding, and your perspective towards life becomes much more profound, and you every event becomes like, it's okay, you are feeling, it's just, if you are feeling that fear in your heart, you start observing, oh yeah, it's just the sensation, there is nothing. I am scared of the sensation which I have interpreted through the language, or maybe some event, it just directly comes to you. So rather than living into that life, connect to the nature. The nature is just to respond, and the response is just very few, actually, if you want to say it as a sound, it's like it's a just sound, and like how animal react or respond, that's the way we are actually when we come to the conclusion, and when we actually connect to ourselves deeply, then we understand there is hardly we need to deal with. When we clear up everything, then everything looks to us so clearly that, and you would nod your head, oh my god, what are you doing? What, all a trap you have created for yourself, and you are crying, you are yelling, you are angry, you are frustrated, you are doing all sorts of things, and it has no significance at all. So look at the life this way too, and start observing. It becomes much more easier to transform yourself, your life. It is the, I think, the fastest way to go dig deep down and look at yourself, and all the stories just rubbish. You can just throw it out and just say, I am free from everything, and I'm carefree, and just start dancing and start taking out those noises, those voices which we have. That is why we love songs, why we connect to the songs, the poetry, because it's a pure thing. That is why we connect to the songs, we connect to the sound and the rhythm, whatever rhythm is there, because it's our heart beats with the rhythm. Okay, and we dance. When we dance, I experiment with somebody had some problem, and I just said, the person was doing exercising and all that, and all of a sudden I thought about like why that person doesn't dance, and when you dance, then maybe it will have different reaction, and the person started feeling all of a sudden liberated from the pain and whatever was there in the body. There was no pain. In fact, the person started dancing and the pain which was there, it's gone. That means what is natural to you, when you connect to that, all the things just go away. It just goes away. Connect to your own nature, connect to the root, ground yourself. You will be nurtured, and you will know that your nature is actually the supernatural nature which I talk about. It is, and it has only love, and we are the creation out of love, compassion, kindness. These are the things. And joy, this is the nature of creation. When we are joyful, we create like anything. When we are in peace, stillness, it becomes easier for us to create. This space around us becomes like, oh my God, when you just think about it, this is space. Wow, everything is just a space, and you have no clue. When you start thinking like that, you start creating and it becomes easier. Oh, you will say, oh my God, it's so easier to create. It's just a bullshit. It's just nothing. There is nothing here. So connect to yourself. Connect to your true self. Then you will understand that who you are. Yeah, Vishal can't understand purpose of life. What is giving you the joy? Whatever is giving you the joy, just do it. No need to understand what is the purpose of life. One thing, you know the purpose of life, there is so much of purpose. And on the other hand, there is no purpose. There is no purpose. So there is always a, two sides of a coin. How you want to think, how you want to pursue. There is a magic or there is no magic. It is up to you. And whatever makes you feel fulfilled, feel joyful, and you are lost in time, and you are just, you feel there is just you, whatever it, whether it is making you, cooking. For example, it's just maybe some men, they do cooking. My father used to do cook. He whenever he used to write and all that, he said like all the creative people do it, but he used to enjoy cooking, making different kind of dishes, and he's lost in that, and that is the most relaxing thing for him to do. And for you, you have to find out what is it could be an activity or it could be something bigger, but the purpose has to be more than you. If you are cooking, you have to serve somebody. Then you feel fulfilled. Okay, wow, I have cooked and I have given it to somebody. So find yourself, what you feel, what is your gift. Go back to the childhood, what you liked, what you loved doing, and what you feel, and you will start finding out these things automatically. Oh wow, even if it is like make no sense to other people, and it doesn't make sense to anybody, if it makes sense to you, do it. So do the things which make sense to you, not for the other people. So that's the way you will find what is your purpose, but it has to be greater than you, where you can serve the society, and you have to figure out. Hi Harry, how are you? Great to see you. So thank you so much everybody. I just love to have you all, and don't forget tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Zoom. If you want to connect with me, please connect with me. I would love to have you all there, and let's connect and create something beautiful. So I love you all, and don't forget that you are supernatural. You are magical. Love you, and see you tomorrow at 4:30 first, and then my program. Of course, never to forget that. Good night.